John Ebers, I start with you because you have served with Speaker Pelosi. What are your thoughts today?
Well, I mean, it was really so moving to hear her today, and also to hear her talk about the expanse of her legislative career, working in concert, working with three presidents, Bush, Obama, and of course President Biden, on a legislative agenda that was important to the American people. And so when I listened to her today, I mean, she was a mentor of mine. I served on her leadership team. I learned so much from her in the way that she was able to understand the Democratic caucus and to speak to the needs of the American people. And while it's a somewhat sad day for this transition, it's one that she has managed to make sure that the transition happens in a way that continues to benefit the American people.
Ali, we've covered the rise of political violence and the threat of it as a reality for elected officials in this country, but she's lived it. Let me show you some of what Speaker Pelosi had to say about voters rejecting violence and autocracy in last week's midterms.
Last week, the American people spoke, and their voices were raised in defense of liberty, of the rule of law, and of democracy itself. With these elections, the people stood in the breach and repelled the assault on democracy. They resoundingly rejected violence and insurrection, and in doing so, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
I think those words would be powerful coming from anyone who was in the Capitol on January 6th, but for her, it spans sort of the professional and the personal.
Clearly, especially in light of what's happened in just the last few weeks, Nicole, because the threats didn't start and stop on January 6th. Pelosi is someone who has been at the center of conservative ire for decades now, but especially during the Trump era. The fact that mere 2 weeks before Election Day, her husband was attacked in their home is just another reminder of the ways that the political violence in this country has hit a fever pitch. And it's a stark contrast, frankly, when you see the fact that Steve Scalise was among the few Republicans who was in the chamber today, as Pelosi said she was stepping out of leadership, was striking to me because she was so immediate and direct in the aftermath of the attack and the shooting that Steve Scalise was involved with, in saying basically that they had to defend their own, that we all had to come to the aid of people who were attacked in this congressional community. The fact that Kevin McCarthy was not in that chamber, I think another reminder of the bad blood that exists between those two parties. But look, Kevin McCarthy is now in his own reality at the top of this field. The fact that Pelosi is still going to be in this building, I think, for Democrats gives them a leg up in how they're going to maneuver during this period of being in the minority. The other thing that struck me, though, Nicole, throughout her speech, she kept talking about the oath of office that all lawmakers take. Certainly, that oath was tested no more than it was on January 6th, as you saw multiple members of the Republican Party putting democracy into question by putting the results of the election into question. But Pelosi also hearkening to other women throughout history when she talked about the oath that binds all lawmakers, both present and past. She remarked upon people like Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm and Congresswoman Patsy Mink, important women throughout history. And she also leaned on really this moment in feminism, making note of the fact that as she has been in leadership, women in leadership's ranks have doubled. And I looked, when she was first elected to Congress in the late 1980s, there were only 23 women serving in this body. Now there are 5 times that many in this current Congress, many of them on the Democratic side, in large part because Pelosi has been there to help finance those campaigns, to help raise money for those campaigns, but also to be a mentor in female leadership, as she is widely seen as one of the most effective speakers of all time, and an historic one at that.